You just watched me catch this little smallmouth bass off that dock this morning. Yeah, you know, he's a little guy, but boy howdy, that's about as amazing as you can get, man. Look at this glass. There's nobody on the lake. I ain't got no boat. I ain't got no problems. Growing up as a kid, my dad was a teacher raising 5 kids, so a boat was not something within our means. But I loved to fish, so I would get on my bike before the sun would come up and ride it 9 or so miles to Lake Powell and hike to the shore and fish the shore pretty much every weekend. And now that I'm older, you know, I have a boat, and I'd say about 60 to 70% of my fishing days, I don't feel like dicking with the boat. Yeah, hook it up, drive down, launch it, park the boat, charge the battery, all that kind of crap. I'd prefer to just throw my rod and tackle box in the truck and drive down and hike the bank. It's one of my favorite things to do. So, and you know, and a ton of people that visit Lake Powell don't have a boat or access to a boat, or don't want to rent one or hire me as a guide. I'm pricey. I'll run you. So, you know, if you're not wanting to get into all that rigmarole, fish the shore. There's 3 main areas in the Page vicinity that I like to fish on the shore. Wahweap area, Anchovy Point area, and Antelope Point. They're all easily accessible. I like to fish weedless because of the contour of the bank. When you're reeling in this way with a spin cast rig, you're reeling up the slope, up the stair step. So if you just have an exposed hook, you're going to get hung up a lot. So I fish senkos almost exclusively when I fish the bank. And if you're going to fish a senko, you want to have a weedless hook like this with the 90 on it, like that. And what you want to do is just take a bite of the lure, about that much, about the length of that little distance right there on the 90. Push that up and move the bait and flip it over so that it's seated right in that 90. Then we're going to crunch the bait up and push the hook through, but don't expose it in the back. It's the hook point is buried in the bait, and you want it to hang perfectly straight like this. You don't want to have it like this, or, you know, angled, that it doesn't have the right action. So you might need to micro tune your bait and get that hook point in there, and that's it. I absolutely love Yamamoto baits. They're fantastic, but the one negative about Yamamoto baits is they're built to last for about 2 fish, and then you gotta put a new one on. They're not very durable whatsoever. So what I do is I showed you how to do the inline senko technique. What I do, once the fish have you catch a few, it's gonna start sliding down your hook and off of this 90 right here. And it's going to keep doing that, and you can't keep it in that seat because sometimes one fish will do it, and these things will run you $8 a bag. So what I do, and you know, probably the preferred method with most anglers that are really serious about fishing is wacky, is to just stick it through the middle of the bait like this. And this is a very good way to fish a senko. It looks kind of rinky-dink, but boy, that bait will flutter through the water really well. The problem is you got one fish this way, and then you're done. You got to put a new one on. And they make like little pieces of tape you can put around there that you can put your hook through that'll make it a little more durable. Or I've heard of guys rolling an O-ring down there and putting their hook, you know, through the O-ring and not through the bait, which is a good idea. But what I usually do is I fish it like I showed you before, in line. Then when it gets a little bit old and starts sagging like that, and I can't keep it up there, I'll just stick it through and fish it wacky until I lose it, and then put a new one on. I think that's why Yamo stopped making the tubes, is because they were too damn durable and he couldn't make any money off of them, which is kind of a shame. But that's why I've bought like 7,521 bags of tubes before they got off the shelves. With a senko, you want to talk about finesse fishing and a slack line. You fish these things as slow as you possibly can and keep the slack in the line. The fish are going to pick this bait up and they're not going to let it go. They're going to swim off with it. So your line is going to be slack, and all of a sudden you're going to see your line just start taking off. And you've got to resist that, you know, temptation to set right away when you see it. You've got, because there's so much of this bait that they can grab without getting the hook in their mouth. So when you see that line start to take off, you want to give him as much slack as you can and as much time to fully engulf the bait. So it's vital that when you see the bite is to let it take the slack out, even give a little bit with your arms to give him all the time you can, and then get a really big hook set to get through that weedless. Really important to fish it slow, really slow, and to just jig it up off the bottom. You just want this bait to flutter, come up, flutter down, come up, flutter down, and they'll hit it 90% of the time as it's fluttering down. They'll take off with it. You got to let that line go, 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 set. Yeah. There we go.
Nice.
Yeah!
Try again. Cast again.
Oh my gosh.
Cast again.
Gotta be kidding me. Oh my
Good.
lord.
When you set the hook, you gotta really set it.
I got oh my gosh.
Whoa.
Come on! Oh, good one. Oh! Oh, gosh. That was a good fish right there. Dang it. Pounder. Trying out this new Yamamoto Slash right here. And snapped off my favorite Lucky Craft lure. I hate swimming. I used to be a little water baby. But man, it's $20 lure. It's my favorite. I've had it for 2 years. So it looks like I am going swimming. Should have wore my swimming trunks, damn it. Disrobe. Look at that, you could weave a Navajo rug out of the hair on my chest. Oh! Got it. Well, about the time I started filming, the senko bite quit. So what happens is when it changes this July, this is the end of July, the water's like 80 degrees, real hot, and the shad have spawned. And I call it the July doldrums. Boy, Lake Powell sure is tough. So I fish from 4:30 to 7:30, I'm out. And they're all chasing shad. So my favorite right now, for a long time, this time of year, is this Lucky Strike. Little blue and silver, I don't know the exact, product and whatnot, but it's called slash bait. When you fish a slash bait, you're just slashing it through the water. And these fish will feed on those shad first thing in the morning. And once the sun comes up, they usually settle on down. There we go. Finally. Probably missed that, didn't you? There we go. Yeah, 3 alarm salsa. So I went ahead and caught that bad boy so you could get a good look at it. Let me focus it on it. There we go. Chuckwalla. They'll bite you. They will bite you. But don't let it fool you. They're real nice. They don't eat bugs or insects or other lizards or anything. They're vegetarians. They're like a little dinosaur. And they look at their fat belly. See, that's how they blow themselves up. He's all blown up right now. Normally he'd be wrinkled. That's a cool little lizard, striped tail there. We're gonna let him go. There he goes, right back in his crack. Last cast of the day.
One more cast.
No, that's the way to finish it. That is the way to finish. Nice one. Nice one. Good largemouth. Good largemouth. Oh yeah, biggest of the year. Biggest of the year. Come on. Come on. Get over here to Daddy. Yeah. Yeah. Look at that son of a gun, man. That's what I'm talking about right there. Yeah. All right. Ha ha ha. Walking the shore, man. I tell you what. Left the boat at home. Didn't have to worry about it one bit. Come down here first thing in the morning. Babies are still sleeping at home. I'm throwing senkos and slash baits on the bank. Having a ball. Quiet. Wonderful. Oh my gosh. I love Lake Powell, man. So many ways to enjoy this place. Yep, that's what I'm talking about. Hell yeah. Come on! Ooh.